What's up, everybody? It's your favorite nerd. Shout out to anybody who gets that reference, Mac. Good night. Speed Demon, you're the best ever. Anyway, Speed Demon, Beetle, and Morbius from the Spider-Man Marvel Legends Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure Wave Part 2. Up first is Beetle. Accessory-wise, she comes with Wasp repaint wings, so they're not even repaints, just a different color translucent plastic they put in the mold. They work fine, same as Wasp. They're on a swivel here and on a hinge here, and then this one's on a swivel independently of this one, so they work fine. You know, it's not so pretty from the back and stuff, but I think it works just fine. Makes her a little back heavy and it's hard to stand her and stuff, but that's a separate issue. Head, ball hinge that we're used to, good down, good up, swivel side to side. The paint on her is pretty good on the head. She could use a little bit of a bath, but overall pretty good. Moving down the figure to the torso, we have sculpt work on her suit, which is nice. You've got these straps that go all the way around here to the back. They're painted purple. That paint is kind of touch and go, but for the most part it's okay. Ball joint, diaphragm joint, which gets you everything you could want there, including the swivel. Sculpt work in the torso for the suit, that looks good, as well as these added wings here around to the back side of that unit. And you even get this like little stretch like in the seam work there. Pretty good, must say. We got these two purples here. They don't match for anything. It's worse underneath these lights. In real life, it's not as bothersome, but it's definitely an issue. Ball hinge shoulders, we've seen these before. They work fine. And then you can see the green underneath the purple, so that's a bummer. Hinged elbows with a swivel for a bicep swivel, or in place of one. And then swivel at the wrist and hinge for the wrist, and that works fine. All that same on the other side, including the touch and go paint work. Hips go out to here, which is okay. Forward to there, which is fine, and then not a whole lot back. But they did sculpt in the butt, like, you know what I mean? Like they kept all that between the suit, the butt, the hips. It's pretty well done. Thigh swivel, purple paint on here, and nope, it's purple plastic, and the green is painted on, and they just like totally missed a spot at that seam, and then it doesn't match up over there. So double jointed knee, that's fine. And then it's kind of the swirly metallic purple, which is down there, which looks pretty good. And then ankle hinge, and so that gets you tilt up to there, back to there, and then the rocker's built in. So not the worst by far, especially not of this wave. She's kind of okay, but not the best either. But she's somewhere in the middle. Some things could have been done better with her, but overall she's decent. Up next is Speed Demon. I don't know too much about this guy. I know he's a bad guy. He comes with this accessory, which is pretty cool. I don't know too much about this either. A little head swivels here. Actually, it's on a ball joint, which is nice. Good sculpt work. Eyebrows are painted. Eyes are painted really well. All this stuff is painted and clean. And then this stuff is all one piece, though. The tires don't roll or anything, and then the flag comes out and goes back in. But all the paint work on this, I feel like, is more clean than most of the Legends, which is just confusing.
But why would they call it Pam if you spray it in a pan?
Back to this guy. Ball, same sort of head. This is Spider-Man body. And we got the ball hinge head. Up, down is good. Side to side is good. Face sculpt is pretty good. Everything is painted fairly well. Red could use a second coat, but overall okay. We get the same great butterfly joint, forward and back. I'd like to see butterfly joints come back in a major way. You could just do so much more with them posing-wise. Ball hinge, or disc hinge, if you want to call them. Shoulders, which work okay. Work just fine, actually. And then you get them all the way around. If you can manipulate them around this butterfly joint, which I am having a problem. There we go. There you go. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. Getting you pretty good range there. The gold is actually painted really well around here. The blue is okay. It's red plastic. Swivel here at the wrist and hinge. That's good. Same on the other side. You might be asking yourself, but what if I don't want him to have fist hands? You're in luck. He does come with 2 accessories I forgot to mention, which are these running hands for that sort of a thing. Oh, solid blue, hinge, swivel, fine. Ab crunch down to there is good. Back to there is good. Waist swivel's intact. T-jointed ball joints for hips with the swivel for the thigh swivel. All the gold, I must say, once again, is painted really sharp along in there. Double jointed knee, it looks good. Gold painted really well once again. Red painted, actually this is probably, nope, it's blue plastic with the red painted on, and that looks okay. No, it's not. I was going to say there had to be something rotten in Denmark. It's red plastic, and the blue is painted on top, but even the blue is painted pretty well. So that's pretty good. Shout out to them for that. And actually matches fairly well as well. So that's really well done. Ankle tilt and rocker, and all that is good to go. Up next is Morbius. He's pretty well made as well. Head sculpt, I love it. Love that head sculpt. Teeth all sculpted and stuff. All painted around the red. Gives a very menacing look. Red painted on the inside. Looks great. Black painted around the eyes. Eyes are painted red. Black tattoos, or the beard rather. I've been watching too much Star Wars recently. Really good. It doesn't look like the beard is sculpted. I would have preferred that. But still, really well done. Hair sculpted well. Ears are sculpted well. Looks great. Disc hinge with a ball peg on it for the head. Down to there. Up to there. Swivels back and forth. There is one kind of issue that we're going to talk about. So it's mostly black plastic. As a result, the white is painted on top here, and the black shines or shows through, which gives it this dirty look. That's the only thing I can imagine. I can't imagine that that's a purposeful effect, because otherwise they would have done it on the hands and stuff too. And it actually, I think it looks really cool. The problem is that they don't do it. They don't do any effect on the other white paint, so now it looks like he has just dirty forearms, which is strange, and a dirty chest. You know what they say about a guy with a dirty chest and dirty forearms. I don't know, actually. Red painted on the inside, that looks fine. Otherwise, it's all black. You get the waist swivel, ab crunch, you get this cape on the back. Okay, this is kind of clever. So they didn't sculpt this bit here. They cut that out. And the reason why they did that is because this stuff never sits flush up against the figure. So from the front, it's seamless. From the back, you can see it, but whatever. Red on the inside, black on the outside, all looks good. Ball hinge or disc hinge shoulders, up and down, around and around, that's fine. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, getting you a pretty good range. Wrist swivel and hinge. I got paint chipping off there. Same on the other side. The hands do have black fingernails painted on them. That's cool. Red belt, which is painted poorly. It's not painted poorly. It's actually painted well. It just needs a second coat. T-jointed ball joints for hips. That gets you barely anything. Out to the side. Front's no problem. Really wobbly with knees. You hear that? Thigh swivel. Double jointed knee. Works fine. Calf swivel, which is dumb, but there. And then ankle tilt and rocker. And that all works fine. All that's black. Just black plastic. All this is black plastic with the white painted on. He does come with one accessory, which is a cape swap, so that you can have this out here and you can be roaring at you, which is fine. It's not the greatest accessory, but it's not the dumbest either. It's depending on the look you want for your shelf. I think it's just fine. Final thoughts wise, these three are much better than the other three that we looked at before, with the exception of the Spider Carnage. The Morbius is good to go, and the Speed Demon is fine. He's kind of an obscure character, so I'm sure he'll peg warm for a bit, but he's well enough made and painted. And the Beetle is the weakest of the bunch, but she's still decent enough. So the problems are the same problems that Marvel Legends has always, is paint sloppiness and little things like weaker joints or the inability to stay balanced and hold a pose and stuff like that. But it's the same as any other time. The good news is that I think Marvel Legends, the key to them is grabbing those obscure characters, nailing the face sculpts and the general likeness, and I feel like these three do that a lot better than the other three. and all the molds and uses and pieces that they're constantly swapping are much more appropriate. So I can't think of a reason not to recommend these three. Definitely recommend Morbius, both because he's a more popular character and what they did with him was pretty good. The white does bother me, but aside from that, it's pretty well done. And then Speed Demon is cool, but once again, if you're not building Absorbing Man, not really necessary unless you're super into Speed Demon. Like if you're that one guy, you're that one big Speed Demon fan. But normal people are from from this wave, I would say grab Morbius, grab Spider Carnage, and Spider Gwen, and then be done. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.